Campus innovations help lead the way in everything from consumer electronics to medical technology. Wonder what doors we'll open tomorrow.
How you look at things matters. For instance, if you knew Mass Mutual Financial Group included Oppenheimer Funds, Inc., as well as Baring Asset Management and Babson Capital Management, giving our companies a presence on 4 continents and $370 billion in assets under management. Would you look at us in the same way? The right perspective changes everything.
CSI, the new season, Thursday, September 22nd on CBS.
It's the last weekend to get 100 hot specials at Rooms to Go. That's 100 hot specials through Labor Day only. Plus, make your first payment in April 2007. No money down, no minimum purchase, no interest, no payments until April 2007. Rooms to Go pays the interest for you. Choose from the latest new looks for fall. Get savings on 100 hot specials. Next day delivery on in-stock merchandise and make your first payment April 2007. That's 100 specials, 100 reasons to shop Rooms to Go. Offer ends Labor Day.
Right now, you'll save thousands with Ford employee pricing. Plus, you'll receive a brand new color TV, but only at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. New 2005 F-150 Explorer Expedition and receive a brand new color TV.
If you're a homeowner with financial problems, beware of companies trying to take advantage of you. Home Plus Solutions is here to help. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff can assist you with all these financial options to help protect your home. Remember, bankruptcy is not an option. Call Home Plus Solutions today.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News at 6.
First at 6, a massive airlift in New Orleans. Military choppers moving in on the city to move hurricane victims out.
Meanwhile, South Florida is coming to the aid of storm victims by sending supplies and taking in evacuees.
Along the Gulf Coast, the cavalry providing, that is, hope and help for hurricane victims.
CBS 4 has a team of reporters in Kenner, Louisiana, just outside New Orleans. We begin with Brian Andrews.
Hi, Juwan. We're here in the parking lot of what was a strip mall here in Kenner, and you can see behind us the bricks that have fallen as a result of the winds from this catastrophic hurricane that came blowing through. Earlier today, we went into the city, about a 10-mile drive from here, to go and take a look at how people were getting out. Really emotional day as we saw mothers carrying naked children, we saw feces in the street, we saw dead bodies, we saw people who were hot, tired, and exasperated waiting to get out. And here's a look at what we saw. 1 on the ground, 5 more in the air, 1 taking off, 2 more helicopters coming in for a landing at a parking lot near the New Orleans Convention Center. These are the helicopters coming in for the rescue. They're from the U.S. military, the Coast Guard, even Singapore's Air Force. They're all part of a massive airlift of the thousands of people stranded in New Orleans downtown. Take a look at the line for the ride out of the city. And this is the line for that line. Gobs of people, all of them near wit's end, ready to get out.
I'll help give you a push. You must be so happy to be getting out of here.
Oh, Lord, you just don't know. You just don't know.
All right, I'll help you push. Ready? Here we go.
This evacuation helping the elderly and disabled board flights first. They're trying to keep families together, although some had to be split up. But they know they'll meet again in a better place very shortly.
So happy. We thank the Lord. We're very happy. And I want to tell my family we all right. And we're getting somewhere safely.
This is the brutal reality of what life is like in downtown New Orleans after this storm. We're in front of the convention center, and we're even having to step over bodies. There's a line just down this way. It stretches about 3 blocks long. These are people who are trying to get on a bus as the buses are now coming into downtown New Orleans to get people out of this awful situation. I don't know if you can bring your dog. How long have you had this animal?
5 years.
We saw it all outside the New Orleans Convention Center. People living in filth, babies in bicycle baskets, dead bodies under blankets, dead bodies in body bags near trash. The looks of desperation and the look of relief on some faces as people stuck here for days without food or water were finally leaving for a much better place. This was one of those situations where you know you've encountered the stories that you'll always remember and the images that you will never forget. Coming up at 7 o'clock right here on Channel 4, we're going to be doing a special hour-long program on what's happening here in Louisiana, and I'll have a chance to show you at that time what it was like outside the Superdome earlier today. And later in this newscast, you're going to be joined by my colleague, CBS 4 investigator Mike Kirsch, who has spent some time in the downtown area with his photojournalist, Rudy Marshall. It is an amazing story as to what they uncovered as to how the police force is dealing with the stress of all of this. And my colleague, storm specialist David Bernard, he actually had a chance to go in the French Quarter. We'll be bringing you their stories coming up later on in this broadcast. For now, for the CBS 4 News team in Kenner, Louisiana, I'm Brian Andrews.
In Pascagoula, Mississippi, the National Guard handed out much-needed supplies for residents. One by one, the Guardsmen loaded up cars as they passed through long lines. This kind of relief could go on for days or even weeks as the area is cleared of debris and electricity restored. Residents in Biloxi are doing whatever they can to survive after blocks of homes were wiped out by Katrina. Some are taking shelter under anything that provides a roof, including boat yards.
A day after visiting the disaster-struck Gulf Coast, President Bush is ordering additional troops into the region. In his weekly radio address today, the president announced he is sending 7,000 troops to join the some 4,000 already there. He also signed the emergency $10.5 billion disaster aid package for victims. The president calling it unacceptable that many survivors aren't getting the help they need and promising to change that.
We will complete the evacuation as quickly and safely as possible. We will not let criminals prey on the vulnerable. And we will not allow bureaucracy to get in the way of saving lives.
The president heads back to the area on Monday. He has canceled a Labor Day speech in order to do that.
Dozens of hurricane victims leaving the evacuation zone will be arriving in South Florida tonight. CBS 4's Dave Malkoff is live in Opelika with more. Dave.
Hey, Juwan, I'm standing inside what used to be a hangar for the Coast Guard, but now it is kind of an impromptu hospital. They have set this up with the VA and also Miami Children's Hospital and other people who are coming to the help of all those people who are on a C-130 plane flying here right now. They don't exactly know who is on that plane, but as the VA Associate Chief of Staff will report to you, they are ready for anything.
This area here will have a surgeon, 2 nurses, litter barriers to take the patients out of the aircraft, and then we'll triage the patients here. We don't know if we're going to have patients. We don't know if family members, little ones are coming. If pediatrics is coming, they'll be taken to this unit here, Miami Children's Hospital.
There's even a possibility that you could have dogs and cats coming in here.
And we are prepared for that. You can see the cage. We'll put the pets inside the cage. This will be lifted up, of course. Patients will be routed through here. Monitors for blood pressure, pulse, temperature. We have in this room here our pharmacy, medications that you can see right there. Let me show you what the pediatrics section is. As you can see, the equipment is here to see if we need whatever needs for the pediatrics patient. Let me show you this area, because this is where the family is going to be coming in. All the families that are going to be coming in, they'll be sit here. Red Cross will be here with them. Our main mission here is triage the patient and get them out as soon as possible to where they need to go.
But you could be here for a very long time. This hangar could be a hospital for months.
It's already turned into a hospital, and you're right. In the memorandum of understanding between the Coast Guard and the VA is that we can use this as much as we need to use it.
As he was saying there, this could be months and months that they are here on a 24-hour basis. There was one time over in Tampa not so long ago where they had a C-130 come in with only 20 minutes notice. That's why they have to have a skeleton crew here at all times, and this will be here for quite a while because there's a lot of patients who need a lot of care at a lot of places around the country. We're live in Opelika. I'm Dave Malkoff, CBS 4 News.
Carnival Cruise Lines is joining relief efforts for victims of Hurricane Katrina. It is allowing the federal government to charter 3 of its ships, the Ecstasy, Sensation, and Holiday, to be used as shelters for more than 4,000 storm victims. 2 ships will house evacuees in Galveston, Texas. The other will likely be docked in Mobile, Alabama for the next 6 months. Carnival is apologizing to passengers whose vacations will have to be canceled, but everyone will get a refund. Residents in Miami-Dade are also trying to help out. Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz joining volunteers at his district office to add supplies on a truck already filled with other donations. Those supplies include water, blankets, diapers, and canned goods.
South Florida's outpouring of support has been wonderful, but so much more is needed, folks. CBS 4's Maggie Rodriguez came back from maternity leave to help in the effort. She's live in our Neighbors for Neighbors phone bank. Welcome back, Maggie.
Thank you so much, Jawan. I just felt like I'm sure so many of you at home are feeling, watching those pictures on TV. I couldn't just sit there and do nothing. So I decided to come in and remind all of you how you can help in this effort. Neighbors for Neighbors. We are here like we have always been. We were born back in 1992 after Hurricane Andrew, and we helped South Florida rebuild then. And now we're doing the same thing, trying to do the same thing with your help in the Gulf Coast. And our slogan is Together We Can Make a Difference, and that's already happening. I want to give you some examples of ways that your donations have helped in the devastated region. We have some pictures to show you of some of the people who have donated and some of the goods they have donated. Neighbors for Neighbors has helped organize a mobile medical unit for the town of Picayune, Mississippi. Crosby Memorial Hospital, which is the hospital there that services about 90,000 residents, right now has no power, it has extensive roof damage, and it's in desperate need of supplies. So today we loaded that semi-truck, packed with medical equipment and generators, and it left for the Gulf Coast this afternoon. Also, this is incredible. Charter Air Incorporated donated a 727 that we could use, capable of carrying up to 48,000 pounds of cargo. The Phoenix Fuel Corporation donated the pilot and the fuel, and we had everything we needed, so they're going to donate, we're transporting as we speak, much needed supplies that were donated by the organization Stop Hunger. Another thing, on a smaller scale, right here in South Florida, a group of children in the Doral area who said they were heartbroken by the plight of families out there, families just like their own, held a bake sale today, and they raised more than $800. They are donating all of it to Neighbors for Neighbors. If you would like to send your support, please call us. Our number is 305-597-4404. We've also set up a toll-free number for you. It's 877-411-4242. If you forget those numbers, we'll have them at the bottom of the screen. You can also go to our website, neighborsforneighbors.org. This is a live look at our phone bank. Right now, when I came on the air, the greatest thing happened. The phone started ringing. I had been standing up here for about 20 minutes just chatting with our volunteers and lamenting that the phones were not ringing, so thank you for making those phones ring. If you've already given, we thank you, but we remind you that the need is great, so call and maybe they can help you come up with a more creative way to donate, maybe a way you haven't thought of. I'll be here throughout the evening, and we'll be back at 7 o'clock with our special report. Live in the Neighbors for Neighbors phone bank, Maggie Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
Maggie, thank you. And for more information on relief and recovery efforts, log on to our website at cbs4news.com.
And again, don't forget to join us tonight for a 1-hour Hurricane Katrina special and telethon. We'll bring you the latest out of the Gulf Coast and tell you how you can help the victims. Hurricane 2005 in the path of Hurricane Katrina airs at 7 p.m. and then again on our sister station, UPN 33, tomorrow at 1 p.m. This special edition of CBS 4 News is coming right back.
That's right, folks. But first, a reminder, our Neighbors for Neighbors volunteers are ready to take your calls and your donations for Katrina's victims. The number is 305-597-4404 or toll free at 1-877-411-4242.
Well, we had some storms to kick off the holiday weekend. Will they stick around through Labor Day? And we need to talk about the tropics. We'll have details on that coming up.
Urgent. Employee pricing plus. Save up to $67.38 on Pacifica. Save up to $71.31 on Town and Country. Employee pricing plus at Day Jeep Chrysler. Southwest 158th Street and US 1.
Marshall's Law of Footwear, law number 11. You can't get arrested for getting high on heels. Law number 16. For the price most people pay for one shoe, you can get two. Marshall's Law number 32. If shoes weren't so important, people wouldn't be measured in feet. Get kick-butt brand-name shoes and still foot the bill. That's Marshall's Law.
County Line Lexus makes the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event even more golden. Right now, lease a fabulous new RX or ES 330 loaded with leather, CD, and sunroof for only $399 per month. $399 for only 36 months. Take advantage of huge Lexus Golden Opportunity savings, plus sign and drive on every new Lexus with absolutely no money down and no money out of pocket during the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event going on right now at County Line Lexus, home of the Lexus Way.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
The aftermath of Hurricane Katrina is taking a major toll on New Orleans police officers.
Absolutely, and we want to take you live now, once again, to Kenner, Louisiana. CBS 4's Mike Kirsch is there with that story. Mike?
Well, this is just a terrible story. We arrived downtown, myself and Rudy Marshall, this afternoon, and I saw an officer in uniform crumbled against a wall, crying. He was very upset, very distraught. I asked, who is this? They said, this is the police chief of the city of New Orleans, a man who had crumbled with grief after learning, after his force had come under a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism after the way they've handled things here. He learned this morning that 2 of his officers in the last 24 hours have committed suicide. New Orleans Police Chief Edwin Compass collapses upon learning of the suicide of a police officer and close friend from his command staff. An officer he had just sent home suffering from too much stress.
I saw him this morning. I said, Paul, take the day off, relax, because he don't know where his wife is at. He thinks she's dead. He lost his house. He's been on the street. He was out there with me last night in that crowd. They were shooting at our vehicles. This is real. I don't know what you people out there think is going on here. This is real.
This is the second time in 24 hours that a New Orleans cop has turned a gun on himself.
How are the men and women here dealing with the news of the 2 officers killing themselves?
Well, anytime you lose police is like a brotherhood. You know, anytime you lose a guy who wears a blue shirt, it's hard. You know, especially to that. You know, when they kill in the line of duty, you know, that's part of the job. You know, when you come on a job, you always know that risk is there. But when you take your own life, you know, it's kind of hard. Because you never understand suicide. I don't care how many times you try to sit down and analyze it, you never understand suicide. You know, you never know what goes on inside of people's heads.
New Orleans cops have been under fire for days now for abandoning their posts. They've been accused of looting, and those who remain on this ragtag force hear constantly that they're not doing enough to help.
Police ain't doing nothing. Why are they pulling guns out on people? We don't have no guns on us. What are we supposed to do? I'm trying to get out of here.
They tend to judge law enforcement here, saying that, oh, they're not doing their jobs or they don't know what they're doing.
Not doing their jobs.
Does that bother you?
Not doing their jobs. We got men who lost their families that's out there putting criminals in jail. We're getting in shootouts every night. They're shooting at our police cars. They tried to take me hostage. Not doing our jobs. Man.
Sir, no, sir, that's not me, sir. Chief. Sir, Chief, that's not me. That's not me, sir.
We got to clean this up, Chief.
I'm giving.
It's not his fault.
No, sir. I'm reflecting what we're hearing out there.
I apologize.
No problem. No problem.
I apologize.
Well, it's fair to say this is a very demoralized police department right now. They're looking for brighter days, but right now they've got a very difficult time. They are getting some help from the National Guard and other authorities in this town, but a very difficult time for this police force. Let's try to go to something a little more positive right now. I want to bring in my colleague, David Bernard, our storm specialist who's come into CBS 4, took a tour today of the French Quarter here, and you've got some interesting insight, David.
That's right, Mike. It's been a long week for me here in New Orleans, a lot of emotion. I've seen a lot of horrible things. I was determined, however, to make it into the French Quarter. That's the heart and soul of this city. I wanted to see how it turned out. And believe it or not, in true New Orleans fashion, I ran into some old friends.
We upstairs.
I did. In true New Orleans fashion, it didn't take long to find friends.
Slap us?
I left about 6 weeks ago, baby. You didn't even know?
The last I seen you. You was in there getting coffee.
That's right, every morning.
Every morning.
I know.
I love you and Diane well.
Miss Viola Madeira was a familiar face in and around the coffee shop. She's okay, but needs to reunite with family.
I lost my van. I lost my 10 grandbabies because I don't know where they at. I want Felicia, Nicole, Vanessa, and Lisa to call me at 524-3525. I am at the hotel where I work at.
My old friend, Mr. Jacques, stubborn as ever, stayed for the storm. He's lived here since 1963.
I mean, everything is gone. I'm here, and at night it's simple too warm. You know, I leave my door open.
Can New Orleans come back? I hope so. One thing for sure, New Orleanians will always do it their own way.
There's no other place in the world like New Orleans, no matter where you go. This is it. And then those that want to tear it down, you know what? Tear your own city down, leave ours alone.
Well, that last gentleman surely reflected the spirit of New Orleans that I think will eventually come back to the area. And that first lady I found, Miss Viola, who I used to always see down by the coffee shop, she's doing okay. And I was able to contact WWL Radio earlier on today, and they're trying to get authorities set up to go in and pick those folks up and get them out to their family just located outside the suburban area of New Orleans. They just didn't have any means of getting there. So it felt really good to be back there and see that the French Quarter is in relatively good shape. Reporting live with Brian Andrews, Mike Kirsch, I'm CBS 4 Storm Specialist David Bernard, live in Kenner, Louisiana.
Well, let's hope all those families can be reunited. It is so heartbreaking.
It is. It is.
Well, straight ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Hart returns with your complete forecast.
Plus, the Dolphins reportedly named their starting quarterback. Jill Martin has the latest on who won the top spot coming up in sports.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture, now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
Everybody wants a great deal on a new car, but not any dealership can deliver. Well, at Esserman International Volkswagen, you want it, you got it. You want a brand new 2005 Jetta Value Edition loaded with extras for just $229 a month? You got it. You want it with no down payment and no security deposit? You got it. You want scheduled maintenance included for the life of your loan? You got it. Esserman International Volkswagen. You want it, we got it. So get it.
Esserman International, pegadito al International Mall.
Let's mix.
Hey, want to party over at our house?
Yes!
Great. We'll play some games. Grab a bite to eat. Oh, invite your friends. We have plenty of room. And tell them to bring a bathing suit. Mikasuki Resort and Gaming. You bet you're gonna have a great time.
Watch out, whoa! Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford. Everyone's talking about it, everyone just wants to ride it. F-O-R-D, I'm talking about Ford.
Ride a 2005 Expedition and get Ford family plan savings of over $9,300. Now at your South Florida Ford dealer.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
Well, we ran into some ugly weather today, didn't we?
Yeah, and it's kind of what we expected, unfortunately. There, believe it or not, is a little front or a washed out trough over us. It's been a while since we've seen anything like that. It came down from the north, and it's going to kind of be the focusing mechanism for some more storms. But things may be looking a little bit better. Some slightly cooler temperatures headed our way.
Good.
Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. In fact, they're slightly cooler right now because we have rain-cooled air, 78 in western Miami-Dade here in Weather Control, 78 up in Fort Lauderdale, and it is much warmer down in the Keys. Keys because they are looking at mostly clear conditions right now. Humidity, yep, that's relentless. And of course, with the new rainfall, it is running high tonight at 96%. And the winds, this is a new development coming in now out of the north-northwest at about 5 miles per hour. I want to show you a couple of radar vantage points because depending on where you are, where you may be headed out on this Saturday evening, you are going to run into a couple of downpours. The coverage is actually sort of becoming a little less covered now, but we do have some pretty impressive storms sitting just offshore, and the motion here is from the north down to the south. So west of Fort Lauderdale, pretty good downpour right now, and another one that will just kind of clip Aventura and then kind of roll on down towards Miami Beach and the downtown area. Let's expand it out and show you what's been happening since 1 p.m. because that's when things really kind of got activated. And you can see a lot of red showing up here in the eastern part of South Florida and also on the west coast from Fort Myers down to Naples into Marco Island. And we did have some storms in the upper Keys, but the middle and lower Keys, pretty decent day. I want to point out a couple of things here to you. Focus your eyes on this vicinity right here over the Bahamas. You'll notice 12 hours ago we had some thunderstorm activity. Now notice today it's kind of expanded. This is right along a trough that is nearly stationary right now. Nothing significant in the way of development in the next few hours, but because of the proximity to us, yeah, that one has our attention. So we're going to be watching that, and we may in fact see a more organized area of low pressure developing there in the next couple of days. Now that is Tropical Storm Maria, just barely a tropical storm tonight, approaching hurricane force. This is the visible satellite, which are our daytime pictures, and you'll notice the comma shape here becoming much more defined. Of course, we lose it once the sun starts to go down, but a pretty impressive storm. Thankfully, Maria is expected to stay out there over the Atlantic. So the location, 740 miles east-southeast of Bermuda right now, winds at 70 miles per hour. So we're just below hurricane force, and the motion is to the northwest at 16 miles per hour. Eventually, Maria is going to take that turn to the north and eventually heading on out to the northeast. So at this point, we're not anticipating any issues with landfall or anything of that nature. So again, here's this area of low pressure right along a washed out frontal system, and the models are kind of in dissension as to which way it's going to go, but there is at least a chance that we will see it moving back to the west. So here's your forecast for tonight. Storms will be lingering. We will have a little bit of a cooler breeze, 78 for the low, and then the storms around during the day tomorrow, 88 for your high. Boaters, winds will be picking up, and here's a look at the rest of your holiday forecast. Have a good one.
All right, folks, Miami Dolphins head coach Nick Saban has reportedly made a decision on a starting quarterback.
Who could it be? CBS 4's Jill Martin is here with more on that. Jill?
Well, the question has been Feely or Farrat, but now it seems Gus is a go, and AJ has gone from possible starter to possible trade bait. Farrat started the final 4 exhibition games, and he wasn't stellar, but he was clearly better than his competition. According to published reports, Gus will be a go in the season opener September 11th against Denver. Meanwhile, it looks like Sage Rosenfels bumped Feely off for the number 2 spot. Against the Falcons, Sage completed 17 of 25 passes for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns. And as for AJ Feely, he struggled all preseason, and reports out say he could be waived by the end of the day or possibly traded. The Finns needed to get down to 53 players by 6 p.m. today. Among others, the team has reportedly cut defensive tackle Larry Chester. Jill Martin, CBS 4 Sports.
All right, Jill, thanks. Stay with us, folks. Be right back.
The Miami Home Design and Remodeling Show, September 2nd through 6th, Miami Beach Convention Center. Improve your home inside and out. See the finest furniture, accessories, remodeling, and decorating. Win a 6-day Windjammer Barefoot Cruise for 2. Meet TV's Hildy Santo Tomas. Today through Tuesday, Miami Beach Convention Center.
The Home Design and Remodeling Show. It's the one.
Austin Burke has been the original suit warehouse in South Florida since 1945. Barry, why is Austin Burke the leader?
Austin Burke is the leader in South Florida because of price, service, and selection.
Guys, if you really want to save a lot of money on designer clothing, this is the store. We have Super 150 pants, regularly $200, $99. We have Giorgio Armani, Canali, all the designers, starting from $149.99.
Austin Burke, 2601 Northwest 6th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-576-2714.
Night sweats, they go on, then off, then on.
Hot flashes? Then something else comes off.
If menopausal symptoms are disrupting your life, Premarin is approved to treat symptoms and prevent bone loss. If you don't have symptoms, consider non-estrogen treatment instead of an estrogen like Premarin to prevent bone loss. Premarin should not be used to prevent and may increase the risk of heart disease, heart attack, stroke, or dementia, and may increase the risk of breast cancer and blood clots. So use it for the shortest time based on goals and risks. If you have a uterus, estrogen increases the risk of uterine cancer.
I'm soaked, I'm dry,
I'm cold, I'm hot.
I'm not. My doctor prescribed Premarin.
Premarin is not right for every woman. Discuss its use regularly with your doctor. Don't use Premarin if you've had unusual vaginal bleeding, breast or uterine cancer, blood clots, liver problems, stroke or heart attack, or think you're pregnant. Side effects may include vaginal yeast infections, leg and abdominal cramps. With 5 dosage strengths of Premarin, your doctor can choose the lowest effective dose for you. Isn't it time you asked about Premarin?
I'm so ready.
South Florida, now is the time to give to the hurricane relief effort.
Our Neighbors for Neighbors volunteers are ready to take your donation. The number is 305-597-4404 or toll free at 1-877-411-4242. That's it for CBS 4 News at 6.
CBS Evening News is next, followed by our hurricane special at 7.
When I drove to work by myself, I spend thousands a year on gas. Can you imagine with today's gas prices? But since I've started sharing my ride with Chris, Ricky, and Maria, I also share the cost. Carpooling to work is the way to go. Check it out.
Save on gas, parking, maintenance, commute time. Enjoy the company. Help reduce pollution. Log on to 1-800-234-RIDE today and find out why carpooling is the smart move. Or call 1-800-234-RIDE. That's 1-800-234-RIDE.
Did I mention it helps make new friends?
It's quite impressive.
For 3 consecutive years.
We have been recognized
By J.D. Power and Associates. For giving our patients
an outstanding experience.
the first.
The first in the nation to achieve this distinction.
3 years in a row, it's Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital. Defining quality.
Urgent. Employee Pricing Plus. Save up to $82.83 on Grand Cherokee. Save up to $56.55 on Jeep Liberty. Employee Pricing Plus at Dade Jeep Chrysler. Southwest 158th Street and US 1.